Before we move on, we must also just mention Wolf of Wall Street, which you are a genius in, and obviously a lot of people have seen that movie. It's done really, really well here. And again, it's one of those things that a lot of that character, but it wasn't on the page. It was stuff that you came up with.
Yeah. Now look, Terrence Winter, the writer. When a writer writes a scene and gives dialogue to a character, and it starts off with, they're in a five-star restaurant, he pulls out a bump of Coke, takes it, orders martinis until they drop, then says, hey, young man, how many times a week you jack off? Great. And also, let me tell you this, the secret to this business is hookers and cocaine. I mean, talk about the roof being taken off. I was like, well, who's this guy? The vernacular, the imagination ran.
What is the thing you're doing in the, with the banging in the humming? What is that? Yeah. Is it a meditation technique, or...?
That's something I do before...
He's learned how.
No.
I've been doing it ever since.
You already look more successful.
Yeah. That's something I'll do before scenes to relax myself, get my voice to drop. And I've been doing it for a while, but it's just something I do to relax myself, get out of my head. And I was doing it before the scene, and then I'd start the scene. We do 5 takes. I'm happy. Martin's happy. We're about to move on. And before we moved on, Leonardo raised his hand. He goes, hey, hang on a second. He goes, what's that thing you're doing before the scene? And I told him. And he goes, what if you put that in the scene? I was like, yeah, great. So the next scene, I started it off, then gave him my Mark Hanna spiel, and didn't know if it was going to come back. And it hit me in my head. I was like, oh, well, now get him on the same rhythm, because now he understands, pass the torch. And then started it off.
And like, did you do it before you came out here? No.
On the way down the hallway, I was sure humming and making noises. I wouldn't beat my chest, but I was definitely finding my rhythm.
Will you be doing it in the limo on the way to the Oscars?
Probably.
Yeah, I like to think of you doing it in the limo.
I'll find some sort of rhythm. It's different every...
Look at him, he's obsessed.
And now, cocaine.